Hey guys, this is Vader in the shop. I got a project going that it's going to be a few part series. I don't know how many, because it depends on how many it's going to take to do it, basically. Because it's kind of it's a modification on a Honda Silverwing. And I know a lot of you, there's only not all of you guys ride Honda Silverwings, but one of my pet peeves are displays on the dashboard, and I happen to have one with this. It's kind of an amber color, I think it is. It's pretty bad, I can't remember, but at nighttime. But anyways, I don't care for it. And I was inquiring about changing the color of the illumination on the dashboard of a Honda Silverwing. And not just because it's a 2011, but it's applicable basically to most years. At least I know from 2003 to date. The dashboard hasn't changed. And the illumination process is done by LEDs, and obviously what they call service mount, SMD LEDs. I was kind of challenged a little bit, not actually as in a verbal challenge. It was just something that somebody had wrote when I inquired the question that, is it possible to mod the Silverwing's dashboard to change it to a different illumination color? And basically I was told no. Way too involved, etc., on and on. And I'm like, really? Well, as Inspector Caluso used to say, it's a chalage. So I'm going to take that challenge. I'm going to run with it. Now, what I've done, and I'll show you in a second here, is I purchased, looking, because I'm not going to use mine as the guinea pig, because this is a reverse engineering thing, and I do have an engineering degree, so it's an electrical, but it's still an engineering degree. I still belong to the engineering society, but anyways, not to brag. Try not to brag, but anyways, and not gloating either. But anyhow, I took it as a challenge, and I love them anyways. So I mean, every day is a learning day to me. I don't care what kind of paper you have. So I do from this to that. So, and you can fit whatever it is in between. If I don't, then I will make it happen one way or another. It's the way I am. But anyhow, I took that response that I was responded to and said, you know what? If man built it, it can be undone, or it can be modified or changed, or what I call reverse engineered. Somebody did it, so I'm going to undo it and I'm going to make a change. So anyways, I looked around a lot and keep my eyes open, and I found my sacrificial dashboard, so to speak, on eBay, from a wrecked or untaken care of or something Honda Silverwing, 2007 model actually. So I bought it, and I got it for Song and a Dance. I paid $30 for it, free shipping. Now it had a cracked front display, the front clear glass, plastic glass. That's a new one, And I didn't care, because that's not where I'm fishing for. And what I'm fishing for is I want to see the circuit board without tearing mine apart and understanding how to tear it apart, etc. If I had to, I would have, but I didn't have to. I figured there's another way to do this. I always say, one of my mottos, there's always another way. And I said, there's got to be something out there. And I figured I had plenty of time. I'd dig until I reached to China to find it, basically. And I found it. So here it is. And I've taken the front glass apart. Okay, the front plastic lens, I've taken that off. It was kind of cracked and busted anyways. But anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how to take this apart. If you have this in your hand, and basically, I don't know if this powers up. According to the guy, it powers up. Well, I don't know that officially, but I'm going to test that anyhow. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take Honda's schematic, and I've got a lot of notes on here and highlighting and penciling and thinking and thoughts and on and on and on this, and defined what I needed to define, but I need to find inputs and pin numbers and all that goody stuff, so I will do that. I'm going to find it. I'm going to figure it out. And what that means is, in the back here is the plug where it plugs into the bike, basically. And you know, it hooks to the ECM and all the other stuff. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this plug. All kinds of stuff. I'm going to define what they are. At least what I need to use to get this to power up. If nothing else, if I can't get it to power up, I'm going to get the illumination to power up. There's another way to do that. So I'm going to show how to do that. I'm going to show how to take this apart, how this comes apart. Okay. Basically, if you took it off your bike, off the Honda Silverwing, you'd have this in your hand with obviously a clear plastic lens cover. But I'm going to show how to take all that off. And then I'm going to go to the board level and show where the illumination LEDs are and go through the whole process, how to take basically, one of the things that was mentioned about getting this apart was the needles for the speedometer and the tachometer. And I know for a fact that this thing separates, and then there's the circuit board in there. For that to separate, something must happen. And that means this needle and that needle has to come off. Well, they put it together, and they didn't put it together with the needles on, number one. Number two, this is a serviceable component. I'm sure they did it one time. They serviced it. So, with a test jig and all that stuff. So that means they put it back together. So that means these needles come off. And yes, I did figure out how to take them off. That was one of the other things that I had to deal with. And I figured if I broke these, or broke one taking them off, understanding how they come apart, big deal. But I did not. So I have spare needles if I ever need them. I don't know why I would, but in case I break mine. But I knew there was a way to take these off. And it's basically, it's very simple. There's a pin behind here, and I'll show you guys this stuff when I get there. There's a pin back down there that this little plastic with a hollow shaft just pokes down in there, just pushes in on there, and it rides on that metering pot. There's a potentiometer back there that you know gets driven by other electronics and other sources, and the same with the tach. So I did it kind of the raw way of getting it off. I used a flat blade screwdriver. Yeah. Not the best invention in the world, but there is another way. If I have to make a tool, I'm going to make a tool. I don't care. I just used, again, a flat blade screwdriver. I'm going to make a tool with a fork, kind of, sort of, at an angle. Okay, even if I have to sacrifice a screwdriver, I don't care. Or whatever I got to sacrifice. And you get it up underneath there, underneath the whole portion of the meter, and I'll demonstrate all that. Underneath that, and you pry it off. Slowly. You got to do it real, baby steps, man. Like really freaking baby steps. And that will remove the needles. I got a whole bunch of screws here that came out that I already took off. Some of them weren't even holding on to things. I got the clamp, wire clamp things on here yet that came off. Also, the other thing is there's two little rubber popples. They're technically called popples with the little white stem in the back that pushes for the reset and time set and this and that in the dashboard. Well, I now have a spare if that wears out. I know Lenaway Trekker. He's had his since 2000. He's got his 2003, and I don't think he's ever had to worry about that. So it's not like you touch him all the time. But you know, Mother Nature is not friendly, and I'm sure these have been UV. You know, the rubber's kind of a UV protected type, but that wears down too. It's like anything man-made, eventually wears down. It's just the way it is. Goes back to its natural state. You know, it wants to. But anyhow. This is the bag of screws that I had from taking all the screws out of this thing. There's a bajillion of them in here, and I'll show all that. But this is just kind of an introductory video real quick of what I'm going to do, what I got planned. I have LEDs ordered, an assortment of different ones. They're surface mount. I've already physically looked at them. I know what they are. I'll demonstrate how I know that. You know, measuring points when I get this thing powered up. I'll go through all that. The schematic is not too bad. Their wiring schematic, if you will, for the overall bike. It's all about the harness crap. And it gives me the LED location, you know, which LEDs are actually illumination, etc., etc. But it doesn't reference to the pin numbers and all that. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And that's easy. You trace the damn thing, you know. It's a trace. I don't know how many layer board this is. Maybe 1 layer, maybe 2 layers. Hell, it could be 7 layer boards. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. There's still a goes into and a goes out of. So I will determine that. I'll figure out a way to power it up. If I have to do it almost, you know, before the voltage reduction resistor, which is somewhere in there too. So they're around there. They got to be, because you can't hit LED with 12 volts. Most of them are like 1.8 to 3.7, I think they are, or something like that. And they're milliamp, so you know, 20 milliamps or something like that. So anyhow, that's what I got going. That's my latest project, and I'm gonna post it on the Silverwing600.com forum site. So if anybody else is wanting to do something like that, they can watch my videos and have at it. So anyhow, that's what Vader is up to right now. I'm gonna start digging into it more this weekend. I'll do another set of a video taking this thing apart. Okay, I'm gonna come up with a tool, make a tool. I'm not gonna do that online or on video. I'll make up the tool and I'll show you this is what I did, and show you how to get this thing open, and then start identifying things and making my own. Maybe not a schematical drawing, but a weak artist's rendition of the dashboard circuit board. So, as I don't draw, but anyways, at least not straight lines. But that's it for now. Vader out. Thanks for watching, by the way.